And the big four that I think are real dragons that probably just about every technician is going to come up against. And you could use broad language like procrastination, but like there are four things that I've seen take out more people with huge promising careers in front of them than anything else. It's women, drugs, it's alcohol, and it's video games. And I do mean video games. But the video game one is a tricky one because unless you're spending 16 hours a day on it, you're not having somebody tell you, bro, you're an addict, like you need help. And it doesn't have the same side effects as some of these other ones. Like if you go home and drink for 8 straight hours after work and then you get up and go to work, you're going to be hungover, you're going to look like crap, you're going to smell like alcohol, right? You're not going to be allowed to drive. You'll probably get a DUI if you do, right? There are signs. If you go home and spend 12 hours playing Call of Duty, there aren't as big as signs, but if you watch, you can see it. The primary problem is with that. The biggest one that I'll see from like a GM perspective is this person who's addicted to video games gets around that 2-3 o'clock mark in the afternoon, which can be really the golden hour. Like people start to get home. So if you're running calls from 3 to 6, 3 to 7, you literally have the best chance of the day of selling. Also, it's when the big emergencies happen, when people get home from work. You get these people who get around that hour and they start getting that itch, that call to get back on the sticks. And, you know, I know this firsthand because like my youngest brother-in-law, my wife's youngest brother, he was a big video game guy and he came to live with me and my wife. Well, in the beginning, when he was just a part runner, he was itching to get home all the time. And I'm just like, bro, and I wouldn't see him. Like he'd get to my house and I would not see him until work the next day because he just had his headphones on and, you know, his gun and be looking in the TV screen and just talking to his boys. You could hear him downstairs like, oh yeah. Well, one day wife and kids weren't home and I came home with him and I said, bro, I'm going to check this thing out. I mean, I'm a gamer. Like I loved video games growing up and I put the headphones on with him and got geared up or whatever. And the game turned on and we just dropped into this place or whatever. And there were all these other live players in there. And the celebration that happened as a result of him getting in this game where his team was like, oh yeah, the tables have turned now, MFers, you know, like it's game on. Oh yeah, Matthew's here, bro. And he's just, it's just like an insane level of skill. And you know, I was thinking about, and I'm like, yo man, that was cool, man. Like you're a beast, bro. Like I went in there, I was just a meat sack. I mean, people did whatever they wanted to me, you know. I just got really good at respawning. So the celebration that occurred and the kudos that he got, I thought about it later on or maybe the next day. And you know, it occurred to me, I'm like, in this world, he's the man and he's built himself quite a reality in that world and people are excited to see him and he's a winner. And I'm like, no wonder it's such a big deal. So I just understood that his game reality was so much better than his real world. So I set on a mission to make his real world better than his game world, not by things I was going to do for him because that wouldn't make it real, but by showing him a path in terms of his social skills, which I mean, he'll tell you he had none. He literally didn't have any. And then his ability to kind of hang out with people and be a bro and, you know, taught him to be somewhat self-sacrificing when it comes to the team as an apprentice and carry that into when you're in your own truck, because you'll be shocked at how many things get overlooked when you're a guy who's there to help people. And, you know, he kind of learned these things and all of a sudden he's getting celebrated at work.